Hello friends, welcome to the Global Pulse. PM Modi forms a new bond and showed a strong friendship with President Putin. These 9 agreements between India and Russia were approved. 9 agreements were signed in a number of areas, including trade, climate and research, during Prime Minister Narendra Modi's 2-day high-profile visit to Moscow. Briefing to reporters about the meeting between PM Modi and President Putin, Foreign Secretary Vinay Kwatra said that the PM's focus was on energy and fertilizer supply in the talks. A true friend is one who is trustworthy and loyal. This not only tells the good but also points to your evils. Prime Minister Modi did the same today. Russian President Vladimir Putin once again reminded that the path to peace does not emerge from the battlefield. The big thing is that Putin respected this advice of Prime Minister Modi and appreciated India's efforts to resolve the Ukraine crisis. This program of bilateral talks between India and Russia has been going on for 25 years. We have met 22 times. But perhaps this meeting is such that the attention of the whole world has been focused on my visit. The world is extracting all kinds of meanings. The whole world is watching this summit of Modi and Putin with a keen gaze. Especially anti-Russian NATO countries who are gathered for the meeting in America. The whole world wanted to see what message Narendra Modi gives to President Putin on Ukraine after winning for the 3rd time. What formula of peace does Prime Minister Modi offer to stop the war? Only the Prime Minister of India has the courage to put it in front of Putin. In such a situation, it was Prime Minister Narendra Modi who dared to tell the President of Russia bluntly that this is not an era of war. Modi, who arrived in Russia after becoming Prime Minister for the 3rd time, furthered his point and bluntly told Putin that I also know that solutions are not possible on the battlefield. Peace talks between bombs, guns and bullets do not succeed and we have to pursue the path of peace through dialogue. In response, Putin said, "We are grateful to you for the defeat you are trying to extract from the Ukraine crisis." PM Modi told Putin that India is ready to extend all possible cooperation in the restoration of peace. Glad to hear your thoughts too. Let me also assure you that India is in favor of peace. Listening to my friend Putin's words for peace has given me hope. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said these things to Putin at a time when Ukraine has been attacked by Russia in the biggest time in the last few years. Russia fired 40 missiles at different cities of Ukraine, which also hit a children's hospital. Russia is being criticized for this attack all over the world. Prime Minister Modi put India's point of view in front of Putin about this. Russian President Vladimir Putin awarded Prime Minister Narendra Modi the country's highest civilian award. Putin awarded PM Modi the Order of St. Andrew the Apostle, which is Russia's highest civilian honor. After being awarded this honor, Prime Minister Modi said that it is the honor of 140 crore people of India. Even before leaving for Russia, it was believed that Prime Minister Modi would speak on the Ukraine war. India had already made it clear before this meeting that the solution of the Ukraine war could not be found on the battlefield. On this line, Prime Minister Modi told Putin his words. The ease with which Putin took India's concerns seriously showed how deep the friendship between the two countries is. The summit between Prime Minister Modi and Putin lasted for 2 hours. In this meeting, the two leaders set a target of $100 billion business by 2030. Apart from this, Prime Minister Modi also raised the issue of Indians recruited in Russia's army, on which Russia was assured of action as soon as possible. Foreign Secretary Vinay Kwatra said, "The exact number of Indians recruited in the Russian army is not known. We think the number of such people was 35 to 50 and 10 of them have returned to the country." The Prime Minister raised this issue prominently. After which hopefully it will happen soon. On the one hand, the relationship between India and Russia is getting stronger. On the other hand, America is upset to see all this. Before the meeting of Modi and Putin, a statement was made by the US keeping Ukraine at the center. But PM Modi today showed that India will not give up its friendship with Russia. The world benefited from India-Russia friendship. From the beginning of the Ukraine war, India was under pressure to limit its proximity to Russia. But India refused from day one and refused to bow to US pressure by buying cheap oil from Russia. There was a lot of criticism of this move of India. But today it is believed that this move of India stopped the world from going into a deep recession. The India-Russia fuel agreement also worked to stabilize the price in the world. The two nations focus on these topics. 9 agreements were signed in a number of areas, including trade, climate and research, during Prime Minister Narendra Modi's 2-day high-profile visit to Moscow. 1. Expected to dismantle non-tariff trade barriers related to bilateral trade between India and Russia. The two countries also aim to achieve bilateral trade of over $100 billion by 2030, including increased supply of goods from India to continue balanced bilateral trade. 2. Developing a bilateral settlement system using national currencies and enhancing digital financial instruments in mutual settlement were also the main issues of this discussion. 3. The two countries also agreed to increase cargo trade with India through the opening of new routes of the North-South International Transport Corridor, the Northern Sea Route and the Chennai-Vladivostok Sea Line. 4. Increasing the volume of bilateral trade in agricultural products, food and fertilizers, continuing to maintain an intensive dialogue aimed at removing veterinary, sanitary and phytosanitary restrictions and prohibitions were also the main objective of the talks. 5. It was agreed to develop cooperation in major energy sectors including nuclear energy, oil refining and petrochemicals and to promote expanded forms of cooperation and partnership in the field of energy infrastructure, technology. 6. Strengthen interaction in infrastructure development, transportation engineering, automobile production and shipbuilding, space and other industrial sectors. It was agreed to facilitate access to each other's markets by Indian and Russian companies by forming subsidiaries and industrial clusters. 7. To promote investments and joint projects in various areas of the digital economy, science and research, educational exchanges and internships for employees of high-tech companies. It was agreed between the two countries to facilitate the formation of new subsidiaries by providing favorable fiscal arrangements. 8. It was agreed to study the possibility of promoting systematic cooperation in the development and supply of medicines and advanced medical equipment, opening branches of Indian medical institutions in Russia and recruitment of qualified medical personnel, as well as strengthening coordination in the field of medical and biosecurity. 9. Development of humanitarian cooperation, continuous expansion of interaction in education, science and technology, culture, tourism, sports, healthcare and other areas were also discussed between the two countries. PM has seriously raised the issue of terrorism during talks with Putin as both countries face the same problem. Terrorism remains a threat to every country. At the same time, the PM has also praised the petrol-diesel deal of India-Russia during the Corona period. Vladimir Putin has also invited PM Modi for the BRICS summit in Kazan. The summit will be held in Russia from October 22nd to 24th. Speaking on Ukraine, Narendra Modi said that views on Ukraine were exchanged in a respectful manner. India successfully hosted the G20. Everyone wants peace in the world. Humanity wants peace. Killing small children is heartbreaking, it's scary. We talked at length, humanity bleeds when innocent people die. We feel pain in the heart. Peace is necessary for future generations. The PM said that the resolve for man from conflict was able to get food, fuel and fertilizer for its farmers in the cause of India-Russia friendship. All these happened because of the role of our friendship. Commitment to our farmers, Russia-India cooperation should be further enhanced, common man should get food and fuel. At such a time, due to his cooperation, he saved from the inflation of petrol and diesel. The world has to understand that India-Russia's cooperation on petrol and diesel is commendable. I thank Russia for being able to save the people of India from the impact of petrol and diesel due to our business. Thank you very much for watching. Always stay tuned for the latest news and updates across the globe. Goodbye and see you soon.